Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of May 18th through the 24th. And during that time, we will have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 20th, and that's a really good time for reflection, releasing what no longer serves us, just getting ready for a new beginning, but also letting go and taking responsibility for past actions. So we then move into the waning crescent energy, which is for the rest of the week. And that's a really good time of surrender, rest, and healing as we prepare for a new cycle. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Sagittarius. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, your overall message for this reading: bring love into the situation. All right, let's see what the Sagittarius Collective has going on for this week. And Sagittarius, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. It's super, super easy for you to do, and it really does help my channel. So if you would do that, I will give you just a second here while I'm shuffling to get that done. Thank you so, so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I really do appreciate you. I see you, and thank you so, so much for doing that. All right. And my weekly reminder for this week, which is notice the world around you. I feel like, is there a card in there that's turned? No, I don't see it. Okay. Notice the world around you in the way of synchronicities this week. And this could be, this could be in the way of maybe an animal that you don't see every day, and it just gets in front of you, and you'll notice that. When that happens to me, I noticed it because it's like I don't see that animal all the time, and so, and what I do with that information is think, is there a situation in my life where I need to, take on the attributes of that animal to manage it? So, if that's how I use the animal synchronicity, the numbers, of course, there are angel numbers that you can look up. So if you have repeating number patterns, or, sometimes it's a song, and sometimes it's just, if you're driving along and you're flipping around on your radio, that just one or two lyrics might just pop out. Something might just come out at you. It's something you need to hear, or a way of speaking. So just my reminder to kind of be a little bit more aware of those this week as those happen. And, just as you do that, your awareness just grows, and then it just becomes second nature to pay attention to that. So anyway, that's a lot of words for saying watch for the synchronicities, Sagittarius. So, all right, let's get into this reading. Sagittarius, May 18th through 24. Bring love into the situation. All right, here we go. All right, your overall message for this reading is the Queen of Wands. So whatever situation you're bringing love into, it could be a situation of passion. This could be a relationship. This could be something that you do that you just love to do. But you're coming into this with like an understanding of how you feel about this passion. But, as a queen, it's not only how you feel, but how your kingdom feels, how the people around you feel about, this thing that you're passionate about. And you just have a really good understanding of that. All right, your current situation is the Devil card. So, this could be Devil is the false truths and lack of confidence. This could be self-doubt, procrastination, those types of things. This could also be, some sort of dependency or something. But, you're sitting in this energy of understanding this passion, but there's a little bit of self-doubt and things coming in from this Devil card too. So that's kind of the devil on your shoulder whispering into your ear just negative things, kind of distracting you a little bit from what you're focusing on. So let's see where this reading continues to go. At the root of your situation is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is our card of guidance. This can be community, but it's kind of seeking out wisdom, enlightenment, but kind of seeking this out from sometimes from a more traditional source. But it could be just something involving, ritual. This could be conformity. This could, maybe this is someone, involved with a church. This is someone who has the wisdom to lead others. So at the root of the situation is that maybe you've been seeking out that sort of guidance, and it's brought you to someplace where you have the devil kind of whispering in your ear a little bit. In your recent past is the Sun card, so you're coming into this from being very happy, and maybe something has it's just like almost like something's gotten in front of you for some reason that's making you think about the things that you're passionate about. On your mind this week is the Knight of Swords. So on your mind is something having to do with taking quick action or messaging quick action. I'm going to remind you again to bring love into the situation, whatever this is for you. Some of you already know what I'm talking about. It's a little vague, and tarot is a template, so it could apply to different areas of your life. But there's something where some messaging has come in very quickly. It's on your mind. You've been seeking guidance about it in some way or another, but you still have kind of a little bit of self-doubt. You're not super confident about it yet. What is just in front of you this week is a new journey. So is all of this pushing you to this new journey with this Fool card? You know, again, this could be, just all of these things coming together that brings you like, you know what, I'm going to let something go and start a new journey when it comes to whatever this might be. Again, it seems like it's something that you really love to do. It's something that you really feel deeply about and are very passionate about, but you're going to be on some sort of new path regarding that. In your advice position is the Wheel of Fortune. That, yeah, sometimes, sometimes life just evolves, and I would say that if this could be a work situation where there's some kind of big change that happens, and it's just the turning of a new page. It doesn't have to be negative. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. It can be positive. So this is, the wheel in the sky keeps turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow, and that's because things around you change, and you kind of have to just roll with those changes a little bit. So there's looks like there's some sort of change in this because this is in your advice position. I would say this is just saying, just kind of roll with the change. Whatever that change is going to be, or just kind of roll with it. It came in rather quickly. And again, bring love into the situation. Embrace the change. What is beyond your control this week is the Seven of Swords. So you might want to hold your tongue a little bit. You may want to hold what you have to say about this. Um, Sometimes this card is traditionally the meaning is that kind of that cunning, craftiness, or theft, hidden agenda. That's kind of how we tarot readers learn to read that card. But it has come to me in certain positions. I see this card because it's air energy, and because we're talking about, maybe messaging or thoughts, is that you might say some of what's on your mind here with these two swords, and you may take the rest of it. And to me that means just kind of holding some of those thoughts inside, keeping things a little bit closer to your chest. Of course that can be crafty, I guess, seen in that way, but it's it's the having all of these, like, you've had seven thoughts about it, but you're only letting two of them out to the public, right? The rest of them you're holding in. So that's kind of beyond your control, is that you're going to have opinions in your head, but you're only going to let a little bit of that information out, right? What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Ace of Swords. So, Ace of Swords is kind of a mental breakthrough, an aha moment, and I would imagine that that is your secret desire, that maybe you're kind of waiting. Now we've got a few swords showing up here, that you're kind of waiting when it comes to this new journey, um for that aha moment. And maybe it's for how you are going to handle this change, how you're going to address this devil on your shoulder, maybe throwing negative things in there. And your overall advice is to bring love into the situation, not to let this devil win and that negative. Just be loving. Just love whatever it is. Love the adventure. In your outcome position here is, yeah, a little bit of dissatisfaction. So that doesn't mean complete dissatisfaction. It means that this seems like it's going to be annoying for you, whatever it is. There's some change that's afoot. Again, this could be change in your work life. This could be change in your relationship life. This could be change in your home life, your family life, with a group of friends. Tarot is a template. It could happen. And none of this is very specific, but it seems like some sort of change is afoot. You're not going to be super, super happy about it, but you've just kind of roll with the punches because you're on this new journey. There's nothing you can do about it. It's kind of something that's beyond your control. What is being hidden from you this week is the King of Cups. So that's, your emotional, this would be your emotional knowledge and your ability to again see your kingdom, to see the how this affects everyone emotionally, and that's hidden from you this week. You're not really able to see this picture yet. This picture may become more clear to you maybe next week over time. That as these changes take place, you can kind of see the whys of why this thing happened, why it had to happen in the way that it did. Sometimes things happen, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but a few weeks, a month down the line, you're like, oh, okay, if that didn't happen, then this change, kind of, negative things that happen sometimes spur on positive changes for people around you. And it may be hard to understand in the moment, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see if there is a final message here. Let's get a final message from the Soul Oracle deck. Final words for Sagittarius. I'm looking to see if I've missed anything in the numerology way, and I don't believe so. Those are kind of all over the place, but do watch for those synchronicities this week, like we were talking about at the beginning of the video, because yeah, there's some things afoot here. I do feel like it is a change and it's a new journey for you, but I see it as being, maybe temporarily dissatisfying, but in the end, it's always for the better, right? Build on solid ground is your first card there. And next card, be creative. So let's just do a quick review here. You're sitting in a place where you really have an understanding of some sort of passion. And then here comes the devil that throws in some sort of self-doubt. This is forcing you into some change. It's forcing you into a change. And I believe there's some sort of messaging that comes in this week. You get some sort of news. Something happens to kind of force you on this new journey here with this Wheel of Fortune. It's just a new phase of life. And that's okay. It's going to be a little dissatisfying, and probably, the word I would even use there is kind of disorienting, because it's a new thing. It's a change. And sometimes that takes us, a little bit to get our bearings. But what we're going to do is bring love into the situation. We're going to build on solid ground, and we're going to be very creative in how we deal with it, because, your emotional overseeing of everything is kind of hidden from you this week. And remember that, because you need to kind of keep in the back of your mind, okay, this doesn't make sense now, but it's going to make sense at some point. Sagittarius, I hope that you are able to take something away from this reading and use it this week. Again, this could come in different areas of life for different people. So whatever that is for you, I just wish you the best of luck with this. I would like to say that I do readings every week. Come back next week. We'll see if this evolves, or there might just be a completely new energy here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, but most importantly, it will help you find me next week. So, Sagittarius, thank you so much. Good luck with this situation, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.